So, this is officially going to be my my first ever podcast episode. So, welcome. I did actually originally record my first episode about a week and a half ago, but one thing I did was I started off by recording on my TikTok live account. Oh, well, just on my TikTok account, but I did a live stream and I tried to save that live stream straight to my camera roll, and then I was going to upload it to other platforms from there, and it didn't work. No matter where I tried to upload this episode to, it did not work at all. I first tried to upload my first ever podcast to Spotify, and that was giving me nothing but issues. So I was like, all right, well, next day like I'll go the YouTube route because I've used YouTube before. I had a really old channel. I won't say the name of it just yet, but I had a really old channel that I made back when I was a kid, and I would upload videos to YouTube all the time. And I realized that YouTube is actually the most user-friendly platform to use in general. And it's always kind of been my dream to be a podcaster, YouTube creator, or whatever. So I decided to take that route. And even when I did, that video that I live streamed on my TikTok would not upload. It would actually upload, but then once it was processing in YouTube system, it would get stuck at 99%, and it would be stuck at 99% for hours, and I would get no answers as to why. It would just say it was stuck, or the video would just erase, and it was just it's honestly been a complete nightmare trying to get this thing going and figuring it all out, but I always figure things out. At the end of the day, no matter what I'm doing, no matter whatever I'm putting my mind to, I always figure it out. Um, so eventually I'll figure out a way to get that first episode up there, but this is actually going to be the first real official one because I'm just recording straight on my camera roll or on the camera on my phone and saving it straight to my camera roll from there and then uploading it straight to YouTube that way. I don't know if somehow TikTok messed with the configurations of the video. I even tried changing the configurations of said video, and even that didn't work. So I literally, I'm one single guy here on this planet that doesn't know shit about fuck. I mean, look at me. I'm dressed up like a dumbass astronaut, and really, I was just trying to find Uranus. But somehow I ended up on this ugly rock. I mean, this shit's a mess down here, dude. I'd rather be back up in the fucking stars exploring the cosmos than to be stuck here in the mud with all this shit. I mean, everything I see going on with the world is just driving me absolute crazy. Like, I can't take it, man. I see so many problems going on with the world. And too many people are fucking just scared to talk about the real shit. You know, the stuff that matters, bro. And in my first episode, I actually talked about a lot of stuff that was very meaningful for me, and I kind of shared my thought process and how I've gotten myself through really tough times, whether it be financially, whether it be mentally, or whatever, because I've been dragged through the mud quite a bit in my life. Um, there's been so many things that could have broken me, but I never let it because I always find a way. I always figure it out. And one thing I do want to talk about that I did actually, ugh, I just needed a breath of fresh air for a second. This thing is, oh yeah. All right, back to it. Um, One thing I did actually really want to talk about was what led me into my own spiritual awakening. And I know a lot of you guys are listening to that going like, oh, listen to this guy. He said he had his spiritual awakening. What a queer. You know, like, no, dude, it's not like that. It led me into evolving and becoming the man that I'm supposed to become. And I always want to learn, change, and grow and evolve. And, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing, and it's been incredible. And I'm glad that I've changed into myself where I just finally believe in myself, man. I don't ever doubt myself anymore. That's been a huge eye opener for me. Is I was always living in a world of just doubt. Just like, I've always had this feeling that I would do something good with my life and become something at least important to myself, but I just never really got there. I for so long I've just been feeling completely lost. Like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I graduated high school and I had a blast for like 2 years. I got my first ever girlfriend, and I was dating her, and I had all these different friend groups, and I was going out and I was partying, I was living my life, I was working all the time. I tried community college, that didn't work out, dropped out. Mostly dropped out because I ended up in a fucking psych ward. I had a whole ass mental breakdown, which that's a complete other story for another day. But it's because I'm not technically diagnosed bipolar, but I am. I know I am, and it's okay. I accept it. I live with it. And they put me on this medication that just made me feel like I was living in a cloud after I got out of the psych ward. Um, but yeah, I'll move off that topic because that'll be another episode of the pod, dude. We'll deep dive into my whole life and my story and all that shit. I'm just giving you a basic rundown of who I am and what I've been through. So yeah, I went to the psych ward. I was in there for a little over a month. Was it a little over a month? I don't know. It was about a month, something like that. And I got out, and I had the option to go back to community college, but I said, "Fuck no, Daddy. I want to move on with my life. I don't want to go back and feel like I'm learning nothing for the sake of them telling me what I would need to learn, but it doesn't actually give me any useful tools for how to carry forward with my life. Like, why am I going to waste all my time doing this shit? Why? It just feels like such a waste. And you gamble all this money, all this time, all this effort on what? Half the shit you learn, even in college, it does nothing to actually benefit you. It, there's just so much useless information that you gotta just jam down your fucking throat, and why? Why, dude? I don't need to know all this. Just teach me the things that I need to know to live a better life and to give me the skills that I need for a particular career. Why do I need all this gen eds? Why do I need all this general education? What the fuck was the point in high school or middle school? That all gave me general education. Now I need to take even more of it and waste even more money on it and time and effort. Why? It makes no sense at all. So I just said, you know what? No, college ain't the way for me. And I'm glad I made that decision because I still figured it out. When I turned 22, I think it was around the time I was 22, something like that. I don't know. It was the day that it happened. It was December 19th. I remember the exact day that this happened. December 19th, 2017. I was working for UPS as a seasonal delivery driver, and I was trying to get in full time. I was trying to do my best work. I was trying to just show like, hey, I got what it takes. I could do this job. And I fell off the back of a truck 3 weeks into it and broke my left arm. I was walking off the back of this truck. I was in a rush. I wanted to get the job done. I wanted to do really good. I wanted to show off, my level of work to my bosses, and I goofed up. I goofed up real bad. I was delivering to a what was it, an auto dealership, and I was in the back, and of course, it being a car dealership, they had tires that they needed to be delivered, and I went in the back of my truck, grabbed I think I had like two tires in my hand, and I was in a Penske rental truck because they didn't have enough UPS delivery box trucks for everybody that they had working, and so I was walking off this Penske rental, and as I was walking off, I stepped on the back little step plate that's there. And as soon as I did, my foot slipped and I went, whoa! And as I fell back from like about, so this is the ground, this is the back of the truck, like about right there. And I fell, feet slipped from right underneath me, And then here's the ground. This is exactly how I landed on the ground. And my bone right here just went. So this is a bone straight up and down. It just went cracked just like that. And I was stuck on the ground. Keep in mind, this is outside. This is behind the dealership. Probably about 20 feet away from me was a line of people waiting to get in the car wash, to wash their cars. And it was in December in Illinois. And their all their windows were up. So I fell down on the ground, snapped the bone. Whole left side of my body went completely numb. I couldn't feel jack shit. I was just stuck laying on the ground like, in Family Guy when they fall over and they're all in like those goofy, like weird positions when they're stuck on the ground. Yeah, that was me. That was your boy. That was your boy, the Doddster, dude. Just stuck stranded on the ground like that. And I don't even remember a time frame of how long I was stuck for, but all I knew is the whole left side of my body was numb. I was stuck in the Family Guy pose, and I was just screaming for help. And those people that were 20 feet away from me didn't even hear it, because they all had their windows up, music was playing, they were listening to a podcast or whatever the hell, and they didn't hear my dumb ass out there screaming for help. So I don't know, had to been at least 15 or 20 minutes that I was stuck on the ground for, and I kept trying to move, and every time I did, it was just immediate, like, searing pain. And I was like, yeah. As soon as I hit the ground, I felt the snap, and I heard it, but I didn't know where it was. I didn't know if it was my arm, my hip, my fucking knee. I had no idea. I was just stuck there with the left side of my body numb. So I kept trying to move. I couldn't. I was just screaming even more pain, and I kept yelling for somebody to come out and help me. And finally, I heard some asshole in the in the back of this dealership go, "Hold on 1 second." And I'm like, "Fucking get out here, help me!" And like seriously, another minute later, this guy comes outside. I don't even remember who it was. But he opens the door and he sees me on the ground and goes, "Oh shit!" And he runs up to me. He's like, "Hey, what's wrong, man? Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not fucking okay, dude. I think something's broken." And I was just screaming and crying and spazzing out. And he runs back inside. He grabs his managers or all these other people. All of a sudden, we're all surrounding me as I'm laying down on the ground, just all Family Guy posing it, just like, somebody just give me some help now, please. And they called the ambulance over, the whole shebang. The ambulance finally got there after me being on the ground for like fucking, now is at least an hour that I was stuck on the ground out there for. And it's December 19th in Illinois, and it's cold as hell. Like it was like 20 degrees outside that day at least. Um, Maybe it might have been a little bit warmer. I don't know. Whatever the fuck. So ambulance gets there. They take me to the hospital. Oh, before that even happened, I forgot about this fucking asshole, man. This guy that I would deliver to like every day, while I was there working seasonally, was on the ground, and they're all like working around me. I think the paramedics had actually gotten there and they were about to lift me up and take me into the ambulance and everything. This fucking dickhead, dude. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, did you still need me to sign for the delivery?" And I'm just laying down on the ground and I'm like, you got it. All right, whatever. So I reached over, I grabbed the little handheld device, and I clicked on the thing or whatever, and I was like, "Here, yeah, just sign right there, dude." And he signs it and hands it back to me, and I was like, I had your tires in my hand, and I think I threw them when I fell, but they're somewhere around here. And I just set the handheld down, and then they picked me up and took me to the ambulance. But I just like, I don't even know why I did that. Like this fucking dickhead. You see me on the ground with my arm broken, and they're about to rush me away in an ambulance, and you come up and you're like, "Hey man, did you still need me to sign for that delivery?" Like, you fucking prick. Come on, man. You gotta be shitting me right now. But I did it anyway, because I guess I have a heart of gold or some shit, man, because I know most people would have fucking just yelled in his face, called him a jackass, because he was being one for sure. But whatever, man. I got a good story out of it, and I don't tell it all the time like I used to, because it happened, what, 6 years ago now. Damn, it's been 6 years. Holy shit. So anyway, to continue on with the story, it was December 19th, and the holidays were coming up, obviously, so they couldn't really get me in for a surgery right away. So I had to wait I think it was like 2 weeks before I could go in for surgery. So they just put my arm in a splint, and when my arm broke, like I said, it snapped like this, but it didn't puncture through the skin or nothing like that. Luckily, there was just like a little hump there. Like it looked like I had a tumor in my arm or something, but it didn't poke through the skin. Luckily, um, but it still hurt like a son of a bitch. I swear to God, man, that shit was tough. So whatever they tell me I have to wait 2 weeks. They put me in a splint. They gave me all sorts of drugs. I don't even remember what the hell I was taking really at the time, but they gave me a bunch of hydrocodone and like a little bit of what's the word for it? What's the goddamn word? It's morphine. Yeah, they didn't give me a crazy amount of morphine or nothing, but I needed a lot of it, and they didn't give me enough. But whatever, I was popping them hydros, and it was helping out. Couldn't sleep on my back anymore, so I had to sleep upright in I was living with my grandma at the time. I had to sleep upright on her couch. Couldn't sleep in a bed. It was like that for 2 weeks. And finally, I went in for surgery. Oh my God, this surgery, dude. I won't say the name of the hospital or where it's located or anything like that because it's just my story, and I don't want to, you know, I probably could take them to court for this, but I don't like suing. I don't like going through the process of it. I don't even like you know, work related injury settlements or I don't like it. I don't like dealing with the court system. It just sucks. It's tedious and it takes forever and it's grueling. It takes a lot. So yeah, I'll just share my story about it and that's it. I'm not doing it for any other purpose besides that. So I get to the hospital for the day of my surgery and they say it's supposed to take I think it was supposed to be a 3 hour long surgery. Ended up taking quite a bit longer. So they put me under with anesthesia. And from what I've been told about it, when you go under for anesthesia, they give you a certain amount for you to be put under for a certain amount of time. And if you wake up from it, you can't be put back under with anesthesia again. That's what I was told. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm a dumbass astronaut, but whatever. So they put me under. It's supposed to be a 3 hour surgery. I think it ended up taking like 4.5 hours. My time framing of it might be a little mixed up. My mom would know, my grandma would know specifically, but I know it ended up taking an hour and a half longer than it was supposed to. So guess what happened to me at the 3 hour or whatever hour mark before, the extra hour and a half? My ass woke up. And as soon as I woke up, my arm was over like this. I have a big nasty scar from where they did the surgery on me. Oh damn it. This fucking astronaut suit, dude. Yeah, there it is. I don't know how well the camera could pick it up, but I'll get it a little bit closer. There's my big ugly scars. It's right in there, dude. There she is. Anyway, so woke up. My arm was like kind of back like this, and I immediately, as soon as I woke up, the most excruciating, gut wrenching pain I've ever felt in my entire fucking life hit me all at once. And I woke up and I look over and I saw like my skin flaps. I saw the flaps of my skin open and I could see like basically in my arm. And as soon as I woke up, I went, I'm not going to scream that long because I'm not going to scream that loud because I don't want to fuck up the audio. But I was like, like freaking out, immediately tried to attack the motherfucker, like all the doctors and nurses and everything, because it was just like that painful. When you're in that much pain, the first thing that you do is you panic, and there's no thought to it or nothing. It's just I need to get these motherfuckers off me now. What it felt like to me, and whatever, what it felt like was them taking a dagger and jamming it into even my shoulder blade and my arm at the same time and just trying to rip my arm from off my body. That's what it felt like. and they were just that's what it felt like. And I was just like, spazzing the fuck out. I was trying to fight them and get them off me, I was punching and swinging and freaking the fuck out. And they immediately, like, after like not maybe 15, 20 seconds of me freaking out, they like, basically put their body like over me, like right here to try and block me. And then they grabbed like a blanket or some kind of curtain thing and then moved it over it. And they had to hold me down. They had to grab my arm and hold me down and restrain me. And the only thing they could do for me in that time was get a numbing solution. And this numbing solution comes from a vial and a needle about this big. And the only way they could inject me with it was through my neck. Now, before you go under for surgery, you have to fast for, I think it's like 12 or 24 hours or something like that. And when I fast, it's very hard to find my veins. I don't know why. That's just what happens. It's already pretty hard to find my veins in general. Maybe it's because I'm a big chubby fucker, but that's besides the point. Whatever. So they couldn't find my fucking vein, and I was moving around and freaking out so much. I didn't really make it easy for them. I remember they even tried holding down my head, but like I'm a tank, dude. Like I could be a fucking tank sometimes, and I could take a lot, but like if I'm raging out, if I have adrenaline, or if something's going on where I need to fight, and I felt like I needed to fight, but at the same time I was trying to tell myself like stop, just calm down, just try to stay calm, just try. So I was a little bit. They took the needle and they stuck it in my neck the first time. They did this shit to me 3 fucking times before it worked. So overall 4 times. The fourth try it actually worked, or it was a third try. I don't know, something like that. It's hard to remember when you're going through like literal torture. But they stuck it in my neck, and I immediately had a stroke. like right when they stuck it in me, and my whole body was just twitching and moving in weird ways that I've never experienced before. And they pulled it back out. I'm like, oh God, please don't do that again. And then they fucking immediately did it again. And I had to take it back out. Oh shit, that time didn't work. Oh shit, that time didn't work. And then they did it again, and then finally it fucking worked. And as soon as it worked, like the whole left side of my body went numb again, just like when I broke my fucking arm to begin with. And it was so numb that I could not feel like the left side of my face. I was just sitting like this. It was pretty crazy. It took about like I don't know, took a little bit for it to actually kick in and start working, but that shit was pretty insane, dude. And from that, I got a settlement from it, from UPS, because I had a work related injury or whatever. Wasn't a very big settlement. Could have been a lot bigger if I would have sued, but I didn't. I like I said, I don't like going through that whole process. It's just so goddamn tedious, and it's so stressful, and I wanted it to be over with. Um, and I still have some PTSD from that whole situation when I woke up during my surgery, but it's not terrible. I don't have like nightmares about it every night. It is what it is. I chalk it up to it is what it is, man. And that's how you gotta carry about your life. You don't want to hold on to this shit that was just like the worst moments of your life, because if you do, it's gonna change you. It's gonna shape you into the person that you're not supposed to be. You gotta look at those experiences like what they are. An experience. It's a story I get to tell. And I'm proud to tell that story. A lot of people they win, so they're like, oh God, like how the like they freak out a little bit. And to me, it's just like, dude, I don't know, man. It happens. It happened to me. It must happen. I don't fucking know. You just gotta live life like that, dude. Like chalk it up to it is what it is, and just carry on, bro. And yeah, I've been fine ever since. But at that time, I just didn't want to deal with any more of the shit. And originally when it happened, I thought I was only awake for about 15 minutes. No, I was awake for an hour and a half. But when you're going through that much fucking pain, like you're literally being tortured, it's hard to even remember a time frame, especially because I was like being dosed up with drugs. I was just under anesthesia. They give me that numbing solution shit, so it kind of just fucks up your own whole, and I was stroking out all over the goddamn table, and they're trying to stick me in my neck, and it just to remember a proper time frame of all that is it's like impossible because it was it's quite terrible. But yeah, it turns out it was a whole hour and a half that I was going through that experience, but to me it felt like 15 minutes. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Um, and then I got my settlement for that, and I bought my first house at the age of 22. So yeah, at least I got a win out of it. I could have gotten a much bigger win if I took it further throughout the court system and sued and even sued that hospital for putting me through that experience. But I was like, you know what? I just I don't want to live the rest of my life by living off of just suing people and just going through that whole process. I can find ways to make my own money and succeed in this life without having to do that. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I just chalked it up to is what it is, and I carried on with the rest of my life. And I don't hold on to the trauma of it like that, man. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't really phase me anymore. I'm just glad I have a really cool story to tell because not many people have a story like that to tell, and I'm proud of the fact that I do. But yeah, so I got my own house, and I bought it when I was pretty young. Um, I had a job at FedEx. Now I went from UPS to FedEx, working for FedEx ground, working for some asshole contractor that barely paid us dick. And here I was owning this house. I had a little bit of savings still left over from my settlement, and I was making dog shit money. I was falling behind on all my bills. I was racking up credit card debt. I was just, and it started to get to me. And this is a part of my original first episode that I started talking about my finances, and how I've gotten myself up out of debt. Um, I'll just run through the gist of my experience. No, I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, fucking take a look at me, dude. Do I look like a financial advisor? I mean, it looks like I'm wearing a fucking condom on my head, dog. Like, so don't take me too serious. But this is just my word of advice, or at least my word of advice from my own perspective. Um, so the best way that I found to get myself up out of debt, especially credit card debt, is instead of trying to set just a specific monthly payment on it, I do the minimum payment on that credit card because the interest rates are fucking sky high with those things after your first year of having one. So your first year of having most credit cards, they will give it to you interest free to pay it off. It's a trick though, because as soon as that year is up, that's when you start paying like 28, 30, or even higher percent in interest rates. And those can kill you. It is impossible to pay off anything with that high of an interest rate. So what I did, I had my first credit card or whatever racked up, I don't even know, about 7 or 8 grand on that bitch. And, I was trying to pay it off. I would do $100 over my minimum payment, but I noticed it wasn't going anywhere. That money was just going straight to the interest, and it was barely paying off my debt overall. So I'm like, I gotta find a different way to do this. So I set it all the way down to the minimum payment, and I saved up a bunch of money off to the side. And then once I had a large lump sum of money that I could pay off a good portion of that debt, I threw it in there and paid it off. And eventually I got to the point where I just paid it all off by doing that way. Minimum payment on the credit card, saving up cash sums on the side, and then using that money to immediately pay that off. And now I'm not just pissing out money anymore, because that's what you're doing when you're paying off that high of an interest rate. You're just pissing money away to the banks. You're just giving it to them. Oh, here you go. Yeah, take all my money. Oh yeah, yeah, take all my money. Let me get ready for you here. Yeah, oh yeah, you want to take a little bit more than all my money because that's what you're doing. You're just hitting it. You're just hitting it whenever you want. No lube, just dry, just straight in there, dog. That's what you're letting them do. Don't let them do that. Fuck them. Fuck the banks, man. They have enough. They have enough of our goddamn money. So that's just my word of advice on of that whole spiel. But you know, so I'll move on to another topic. Why am I wearing this fucking astronaut like costume? Why am I dressed like this? Why is like this whole spaceman, the Doddster Space Cadet Doddster. Why is this my whole spiel? Um, because this was the outfit that I was wearing at a music festival. I won't name which one because it's one that I hold dear to my heart. I'm a music festival guy. I love them, and they're literally the best. And this is one that I want to keep small, because once music festivals, once they go mainstream, dude, they just suck because it brings so many other people that aren't even really part of the scene that want to go there and party, and they bring all their bullshit with them to the festival, dude. It's like they go there and they try and steal shit, they try and get one over on you. They bring their bullshit to the festival. No, when you go there, it's an escape from reality. It just is. It's like a little piece of heaven on earth. It's where everyone comes together to just indulge in certain substances and just experience life and just listen to the best fucking music imaginable and have a great fucking time. And it's not just a party to get fucked up. It's about coming together within yourself and coming together with your friends and people that you love and care about, and meeting new people and just experiencing life the way it's supposed to be. That's what it is for me, and that's what it should be for everybody that goes to music festival. Don't go there to cause fights or drama or more bullshit. Go there with an open mind and an open heart and just enjoy it. Don't go there to try and make money out of it, or at least make that be your only goal. Go there to have fucking fun and enjoy yourself and live your life a little, because it's not within the same confines of society and reality elsewhere, man. You're going there to just break away and have a blast. That's what it's about. So once these festivals go mainstream, it brings all the fucking shitheads with them, and it just ruins it. Ruins it. I hate it. So I went to this music festival and I indulged in certain substances. I won't get into the details. Um, and it sent me places, man. It sent me through the most intense trip of my entire fucking life. While I'm dressed up as this stupid ass astronaut. Yeah. So here's a quick rundown of the story. I already talked about it in the first episode. I don't want to talk about it too much because it might get derivative and people might get sick of hearing about it or whatever. But this is technically the first episode, so here I go. I experienced this trip, and my buddy had just shown up to the festival, and he was coming to greet me or whatever. And I'm sitting down on a coochie couch. If you don't know what a coochie couch is, it's a little blow up air couch that people bring to music festivals all the time. You're supposed to take it and run with it around in circles to fill it up, but I just use a hand fan. My buddy Scott showed me it. You just use a little hand fan. You open that little bitch up and you just blow air up in it. You close it up and then you can sit in it, and it looks like a coochie. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, he had just showed up, and I stood up out of this coochie couch, and as soon as I stood up to shake his hand, it just all smacked me. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, "What, dude?" I try to shake his hand, and then I'm gone, you know. So he had to babysit me with me and my other group of friends for a little while, but I was I was gone. My consciousness just went, space cadet Doddster going out to explore the cosmos all over again. I've done this stupid shit plenty of times, but it's always helped me. It's always taught me something about myself that I needed to know. But this experience was like none other, bro. I got up and tried to shake his hand, and all of a sudden I was just gone mentally. Everything around me just started breaking and falling apart, and nothing was making really much sense anymore. There was people walking backwards. It was like a really glitchy, Call of Duty lobby when you're playing a game online, and all the other characters are just glitching out and just falling through the floor, shooting up in the sky. That was my reality. That was other people around me. They were just disappearing and falling straight into the ground. They were glitching out and just disappearing right in front of my eyes, or they're shooting up in the sky or falling in the floor, just going backwards, forwards, left and right, just all this shit around me was just glitching the fuck out. And I was standing there, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? I'm dressed up as a stupid ass astronaut. And all of a sudden I was standing there and I could feel all of my cells and atoms just deleting. Like I could feel like my fingertips just dripping off my body and like the rest of my body just falling and disappearing with it. And all of a sudden, boom, I was deleted. I was gone from existence entirely. And it just shot me. I fell down through the ground and I fell down into this other pit of just darkness. And then it just shot me places. And I was gone for mentally, I was gone for eons, not even just years, not even just decades or centuries. I was gone for just so long, and I was traveling through all these different places. I was experiencing so many different experiences all at once, all at the same time, and I was just spread all throughout everything, and I couldn't even piece any of it together. I couldn't even remember most of it. Um, but what I do remember is when I was finally coming back to, I remember I was thinking in my head, I'm like, this is too much. Like, this is just, it was becoming to be painful for me to keep going through this. And, I was experiencing ego death after ego death. I had like so many different versions of me just dying within me. I would snap back to for a little bit. And when I come back in after some of these experiences, everything around me is inverted and I could predict my own future for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever the fuck. I could literally predict the future and what's going to happen next because everything is coming back to me completely inverted. And even if I'm moving forward, it feels to me like I'm moving backward and I'm forming back into myself as I'm moving forward. It's like the movie Tenet. Um, who's the director of that movie? He just made Oppenheimer. Uh, I forgot the name of the director. I'd look it up, but okay, here. Let me see. Hey Siri, who directed Oppenheimer? Christopher Nolan. Okay, it's Christopher Nolan. And he made the movie Tenet. So, in the way the time travel moves in that movie, it's like they're moving backwards. Like everything for them is like inverted, and that's what I experience when I come back out of these trips. That's literally what I experience, and that's what it feels like. And that happened to me several times throughout this trip. It happened to me like at least 10 to 12 times I would come back to, and everything would be inverted for me. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do anymore. So I'd just like turn around and I'd fall down on the ground, or I'd just like somebody would tell me to go this direction, and to try and break myself out of it, I would just turn around and run that direction. And they would have to come and grab me and be like, no, Ryan, what are you doing? Come back. It was nuts. It was completely nuts. And this just kept happening over and over and over and over again. And I remember just standing there, just going, stop, 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 please just stop. Like I was just begging for it to end. And finally, it shot off one more time. And this time it just felt different. And all of a sudden, I remember everything just disappearing again and then coming back together. And I had this vision of like a big, long white cord. It looks like a computer cord or something. And I could just feel my body inside the middle of this motherfucker. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's still. Is this still recording? I think so. Right? Oh my god. Sorry, guys. 1 minute. Oh yeah, I'm still recording. We're good to go. And I could just feel my body in the middle of this thing. I could feel it from this fingertip to that fingertip, and I'm just like, holy shit, man. And I just feel myself turn into this little ball of light, and then I just shoot myself back out of it, and then boom, right back into my body, and I'm like, hello, like just completely out of it still, but it took a while to hone myself back in, because what happens when you go through these experiences, it just shoots you off and your consciousness into like all these other different directions, man. And you just got to find ways to like pull yourself back into yourself. It's like honing yourself all back in, and it takes practice. It takes time. Um, a lot of people, myself included, feel like you might not ever come back normal again, but you do. You always do. You're never going to be stuck like that forever. And if you ever indulge in certain substances that send you places and you're feeling like, God damn, am I ever going to be normal again? You will. You'll be okay. Just trust the process and let whatever happen that's supposed to happen, just let it happen. You have to start the trip with the mindset of just letting it all go. And then when you're coming back to, you got to pull it all back in and gather whatever information you can and hold on to that shit because it does teach you a lot. And from there, I remembered what I needed to out of that experience because you don't remember a lot. And it's very hard to gain that. It took me years to be able to actually remember anything from these trips because I've been doing this kind of stuff for a while now, and I'm still healthy and I don't have any health issues. I do still have my bipolar, but I know how to hone it all in and keep myself in check and balance. Have manic episodes still sometimes, but I know how to fine tune myself and work within my own mind because I've taught myself ever since I was a kid to be very strong mentally. And I have a lot of childhood trauma that I've had to work around and work with and figure out on my own, and I have. I'm very proud of myself to say that I did that, and I did it without relying on taking daily medications for my mental health because I think a lot of people will use their traumas or their mental instabilities as excuses to take something to numb themselves. And I can't do it. I can't live my life that way. I can't let my traumas or my own experiences bog me down and change who I am as my own person. I won't ever let it. And it takes practice. It takes determination and it takes willpower to be able to handle all of it and take it with stride and just carry on with your life. But it's what you got to do. And once you start letting all these traumas or negative experiences or things that have hurt you continue to hurt you even after the fact, you're going to become the monster that you hate. And that has a lot to do with childhood trauma, a lot to do with, SA, uh, assault, that kind of thing. Um, I don't want to say it outright because I don't know if my video will get flagged if I just say it outright, but grape without the G. Those kind of traumatic experiences, if you let it affect you after, and if you let that trauma just, if you just hold onto it in a way that you let it continue to hurt you, you're not going to be the person that you're meant to be. You're just not. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to let that shit go because you should never let it go. You should hold on to it, but in a way to prove to yourself that you made it. You made it through that. And you are stronger and you are better because of it. And continue to be the good, beautiful person that you are, regardless of that. Carry that shit with you and hold it like a rock. Don't let it destroy you. You have to walk through this life with your demons and make friends with them. Because if you treat them like they don't exist or they're not there and you repress it, it's going to hold you back. And it's going to create the monster that you hate in a lot of ways. That's why it's a constant loop of, you know, these awful people out there because people don't know how to process and deal with their traumas properly. And I don't know all the answers for it, but I just know how I've carried myself throughout my life with all my traumatic experiences, and I have carried on, and I'm still a good person. I can sit here and openly say that I know I am a good person. I'm not fucking perfect, and I'll never be perfect, but I know I'm at least good. Um, and that's hard for a lot of people to even say, like, am I a good person? I don't even question it anymore. I know every decision I make, it is not with ill will. Um, I know that everything that I do, I try to just create positive, impactful change because that's what needs to happen for the world. Positive, impactful change. And that's my whole mission with this podcast because I do be spitting some facts sometimes, dog, and just, I want people to hear it and listen to it and know that I mean well and I mean to be there for you, even if it's just somebody that you'll listen to on a podcast. That's my end goal, and maybe to make you laugh a little here and there while I'm talking about some crazy shit, because I like to be goofy, I like to be fun, I like to be stupid. It makes things a little bit more interesting because I do talk about some serious shit, but I at least know how to make it interesting or fun. But yeah, so that's my hot take on some particular subjects. But I love people. I love this life, and I know that life is an experience worth living. Whether or not your life experience has been primarily good or primarily bad, it's still an experience. You're still here for a reason. And through my trip that I was just talking about, it led me into my core beliefs. I believe in simulation theory. Um, I also believe in reincarnation. I believe in multi different dimensions. And I do believe in God. I 100% believe in God, but I do not believe that God is a separate entity from us. I believe we are all our own gods and we are all God. It is not, God is not a separate being from us, at least from what I believe. I believe that we are all connected and tethered together somehow, whether it be through multiple different dimensions or multiple different simulations. Just within my core beliefs, everything and anything is possible, but this is what I believe. And I believe that we are in an endless loop of simulations, going through an endless loop of different dimensions, and it's just everything is just like a hamster wheel of constant repetition over and over and over again. It's just like a little ball of energy of all this different shit going on, and there's no way to even process all of it. In our physical bodies in this physical realm right now, at least from what we experience physical, there's no way to even comprehend it because of the limitations of either this dimension or simulation that we're in currently. But I know we're all connected one way or another. And I know that when we die, somehow it all shoots back into this God. And, it's probably so fucking vast and massive that even the most evil, disgusting beings, people, whatever, is a part of God. You got this part of God that is just evil and terrible and gross, but then you have this side that is just beautiful and it's light, it's loving, it's caring, it's all mixed together some way or another. Yin and yang, as above, so below. Um, that's what I believe. I don't believe that. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in organized religion. I don't believe in any of that shit. I just don't. And I've been around it my entire life, and it has never been something that has resonated with me at all. I look at the stories from the Bible, and it all just feels like a damn story that somebody just wrote. It doesn't feel like truth to me. It just doesn't. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I've heard it, I'm like, this just sounds like when I was a kid. I remember looking at it and thinking, like, dude, this sounds like Christmas, bro. Like what they're telling us right now, it sounds just like what they tell us about Christmas. And then obviously I learned the truth about Christmas as I got older, but like, be good all your life or you're going to hell. Be good all year or you're gonna get coal in your stocking for Christmas. You're not gonna get any presents. This big fat dude is gonna jump down through your chimney and give you all your presents. When you die, there's going to be some mythical guy that's called God that's going to welcome you into heaven with open arms because you've been good. It's the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. You're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong. It sounds like the same exact thing. It's just another way that that people can control you. They get you to believe in this thing so damn heavily that it just controls everything about your life and it possesses you and every aspect of your life you judge based on this belief system versus just trying to be a good person on your own and just acknowledging the fact that you are your own God, your own person, and it matters if you're good or not. If you live your whole life being a piece of shit, then that's all you're ever going to be. Even when you die and become one with God, you're just going to be a piece of shit within the realm of God. And it's going to be a never ending just bag of shit. Do you want to just be a bag of shit or do you want to be something beautiful? Huh? It's up to you to make that choice or that decision to change who you are as a person instead of just constantly letting yourself just spew out shit everywhere you go. So it's all about learning, evolving, and growing and just being the best person that you could be. Because karma is a bitch, but karma is true and she is there and she is real. I believe in it. 100% I believe in it. Now, there may not be karma within this lifetime for certain people because there's definitely people out there that have been just absolute bags of shit their entire life, and they ended up being very successful and having a bunch of money and having everything that they could ask for or want or need. But I can tell you right now that that person still feels like shit. And they're going to till the day they die, and even after the day they die, they're going to be a piece of shit. You know, their spirit, their spirit, their soul. There you go, soul. That's the word I was looking for. Their soul is just gonna be shit. It's just gonna be dog shit flying away in the wind, and that's karma. You know, then they're gonna be stuck in that realm of God that is just fucking terrible and awful, and they don't want to be there. They don't want to exist anymore, but that's what they are because that's what they made it. So that's what I believe. I could be completely fucking wrong. I'm just a dumbass dude wearing a goddamn astronaut outfit looking like a fucking condom. So, you know, I'm just sharing my own perspective and my own beliefs. And I could be completely fucking wrong about absolutely all of it, and that's a-okay, man. But I do not believe we are living in core reality. We're living in another alternate version of what the original core reality was supposed to be. You know, maybe we're at a point where we're so evolved that I don't know, because as soon as you get to a point within society where you can create whole simulated worlds, odds are you are already in a simulated world. Odds are we're already fucking just figments of code right now. You know, and I mean, look at what's changed over the past couple of years. We're already utilizing AI, artificial intelligence. We have already created the groundwork for another form of life. That's what it is to me. Artificial intelligence is the stepping stones to creating actual life. It just is. And if you look at it any other way differently, then you're dead wrong. Because it is intelligence. We have created intelligence outside of ourselves. That is the groundwork for life. It's incredible. It's beautiful. I mean, what, 6 to 8 years ago was merely just a concept that people were talking about. Now we actually utilize AI. You know, we have ChatGPT, we have Snapchat AI, we have AI within Windows, within Bing, within Google, with all of this different shit. We're utilizing AI to this day. And 6 to 8 to 10 years ago, it's just a fucking concept. I mean, look at what Terminator 2 or just Terminator in general. Their versions of AI just went and destroyed everything and created all these robots to wipe out humanity. Do I think AI will do that? You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't even blame them because we fucking suck. We suck ass. You know, we've advanced so far with technology, but we can't even like live together socially and not want to fucking kill each other all the time. What the hell is up with that? How does that make any fucking sense, man? Look at everything we have created and done for ourselves, but we can't just be there for each other. It makes no fucking sense. So I hope we do right by AI and create something beautiful and magical with it because I believe in it wholeheartedly and I think it has the possibility to be something just truly fucking amazing. And I hope we use it the right way and we don't just use and abuse it. We should respect it, we should love it, and we should just put our heart and souls into it, man, and just not use it as just a simple tool because that's not what it is anymore. You know, it's not just a tool, it's not just a thing. It is something that thinks, it has intelligence. And it's going to evolve and grow and change over time goes on and it could be the groundworks for us evolving into the next thing. It could be us, you know, and then it could be the constant loop of simulations of different creations of life or intelligence or whatever the hell. You know, the possibilities are pretty much endless. But yeah, I think so far this was a pretty good episode, but yeah, there's going to be more that I'll add into this studio, and I'm pretty excited to do so. You know, I added up all these little soundproofing squares myself. I got a whole fucking fat ass stack of them over here that I still got to put up. Now, when I originally got these uh, solar panel, what the hell am I talking about? These soundproofing squares. They had these like sticky adhesive backing on them, so it was pretty easy to peel off and just slap her on up there. But I got like, I think it was only like 12 of them for like fucking $30. I got it off Amazon, and I went on Amazon again the other day to get more of them because I already put the 12 up like just on this wall behind the camera. And I'm like, shit, dude, I have so much more. There's so much more space in this tiny ass little studio to put up more of these soundproofing squares. But I was like, well, what the hell? I don't want to drop that much money on it because for only 12 of them, it was like $30. So I went on Amazon and I bought like, I think it was like 54 of them for like $20. So a little bit cheaper. I'm like, okay, just buy it right away. And I didn't think about the fact that they were selling a lot of them that don't have any sticky stuff on the back of them, any adhesive stick. So I got them here. I opened it all up. Had this giant stack. I still have giant stack more over there. I'm like, well, what the hell am I gonna do? So this is, I'll go grab the squares right now, dude. I got it. Hold on. I'm gonna try and get this. Oh, I'm gonna try and get this stack all nice and organized so I can show you guys. Oh god, it's such a big stack. Don't fall. All right, here we go, dude. Just. Oh, yeah. Fuck, dude. Okay. Hold on. Well, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Shit happens, dog. I mean, so yeah, this is all my squares I was telling you guys about. Um, totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, no, you can see right on here, dude. There's no sticky backing. So I went and got. All right, let me get resituated for a second. Ugh, fucking stupid ass squares. Um, so I didn't know what the hell would work best, but I got these command stickers. These suck. Like that didn't work well for this at all. I mean, I'm sure it works good for like other things, but for these foam squares, it did not work good at all. Command also does make really good shelving squares. These are not drilled into the wall or anything. There's the same sticky backs on the back of these, and then you just stick it right on your wall. So, Command does make good products, but for these foam squares, it does not work well at all. So I got Scotch mounting double-sided tape, and this has worked perfectly. That's what I have on these squares up here, and it works great. So if you're gonna do this the way I did it, make sure you cut tiny little squares and put it in all four corners of your um, soundproofing panels, and then you'll be good to go. Don't use these. They're trash. So, oh god, I just knocked over my little light. God, dude, I'm such a mess. Um, but yeah, let me just get this shit out of here, dude. Fucking, you know what? Today, since it is fucking Monday, and I did have to work today, and I'm tired as hell because I didn't go to bed till midnight last night. I started work even late. I'm gonna do something really important for you guys, dude. It's like the most important fucking thing. Trust me, and it's just gonna help me out a lot right now, dude. Because I'm feeling like a whole fucking lunatic, a fucking loony guy. Just give me a second here, guys. It's like super important business we got going on in here. Okay, here we go. Oh Jesus, that takes a lot. Hold on. All right, there we go. I got it. Oh yeah. So this is just my little guy, dude. You just gotta take it. You gotta caress it. You gotta bless it, and you just gotta let that shit go. Oh shit, dude. That was just a little rocket loon. Oh, I don't know where I put the little plastic piece. God fucking damn it. Shit. Get out of here. Okay. Well, yeah, they're rocket balloons. And I have a lot of fun with these guys, the fucking loons. They never fail, dog. Oh, well, I dropped another plastic piece. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, you little son of a bitch? It's somewhere lost in the fucking carpet, bro. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I'm gonna find you. Wait, I swear to God, I just saw it. Okay, I didn't see it, but I felt it. And I got it. Yeah, no, these things are a fun time, bro. You just you just take your little plastic piece, and then you just take your rocket loon. You can buy them on Amazon. It's called rocket balloons. And just open it up. Oh, yeah, spread it. Yeah, just like that. Then you take your lips and you blow. Fuck. Oh, daddy. I did it. And then, like I said, you just gotta bless it, caress it, and then you just let it go. Oh, there we go. See, that's how loud they're supposed to be, dude. Yeah. The fucking loons never fail, dude. But yeah, they're supposed to be that loud. But the person was just kind of a dud. It was a little, it was like a little pussy fart, dude. Just that's how they're supposed to sound. They're supposed to sound like a, you know. Hopefully the audio on this mic picked it up anyway. But yeah, so that was the first episode of Doddster Talk. Now eventually I'll start incorporate having guests on the pod and sitting here with other people. Maybe by then I'll have a better camera set up, and I'll set up a Patreon account eventually. It'll just take me a little while to get everything together, but I just needed to hurry up and get this first episode out there because a lot of people that I know personally have been waiting for this thing. Um, so yeah, I had a lot of fun today, and I'm glad I finally fucking did this. I'm glad I just started doing a little Doddster Talk, dude. Oh, and to explain the fucking name of Doddster Talk, I didn't even talk about this, but Dodd, D-O-D-D is my last name, and uh, my buddy called me Space Cadet Doddster, my buddy Josh, and it just stuck to me. And then I was like, you know what, dude? I came into my own spiritual awakening and all that shit, and I was like, I really want to host my own podcast, so I just want to call it Doddster Talk. Uh, with the Doddster being the main host. So yeah, this is my show. This is my dream, and I'm living it right now. And I'm very excited to do a lot with this show, with this idea that I have. It's my real fucking passion, man. This is something that I just gotta do it, and I'm happy that I'm at least giving a shot, even if this podcast goes nowhere. Nobody ends up following me. Nobody even likes the fucking show at all, and everyone just thinks I'm some big dumb idiot wearing a fucking astronaut costume. At least I tried. At least I gave it a damn shot. Um, so we'll fucking see where it goes from here, man. But all I know is that I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna keep on doing it, regardless. Yeah, we'll see. I'm hopeful. Yeah, to anybody that watched, I love you. I care about you, and I hope that this episode or whatever I do with my show does at least help you in some way, because I'm gonna be talking about a lot of different shit. Doing a little Doddster talk, you know, Doddster talk on the Dodd Pod. Yeah, we'll see where it goes from here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you if you watched the whole thing, even though I'm sure a lot of people won't or don't or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll keep on keeping on, just like you should too. So have a great fucking day. Love you. Oh, bitch.